What's up YouTube, I'm Guy, and today on the channel we have something really special. I have a new Rolex here to unbox with you guys. This Rolex was released in the recent Baselworld 2018, which happened I guess last week, and it was substantially overshadowed by the GMT Pepsi in stainless steel that came out. That's all everybody talked about, and no one is really mentioning this new model that I now have in my possession. I am super lucky, extremely fortunate to have had this provided from Rolex themselves. As I understand it, they saw my hour-long Rolex Submariner review and they loved it. They reached out to me and said, how would you like to be the first person on YouTube to unveil the new Rolex Tortuga? That's the name of this new watch. We have the Hulk, we have the Batman. Well, now we have the Tortuga. It is reference number 040118, and I think you guys are really going to like it. We're going to dive over here to the tabletop. I'm going to pop it out of the box. I'm going to give you guys my first impressions, and then probably later on in a week or two I'll do a full review like I normally do with these kind of watches. But I wanted to share the experience of unboxing this brand new model with you guys here live on YouTube. So we'll be right back and open up that box. Alright guys, here we have it, the new Rolex reference 040118, the Rolex Tortuga. It comes in the standard green Rolex box that I'm sure you guys have all seen 100 times, so I won't waste too much time with that. We'll go ahead and dive right in here. We'll get the drum roll and pop this box open. Here we have it guys, the Rolex Tortuga. I think that this watch is really going to turn a lot of heads. There's a lot of stuff going for it that's going to really appeal to people. First things first, pop it out of the box here and get a nice close look at it. So we have the Rolex Hulk already, which is a green bezel, green dial. We have the Rolex Batman, which is that black and blue theme motif GMT Master 2. Well, I'm sure you can guess why Rolex is calling this the Tortuga. You can see the sea turtle theme that's going on the dial here. It's certainly unique. It's one of a kind. I think that it's going to appeal to a lot of collectors. Another really innovative feature about this watch, an entirely ceramic case. This has been something that people have been asking for a while, and Tudor recently did a ceramic cased watch if I'm not mistaken, but we haven't seen that offering from Rolex. You can see you have that beautiful high gloss ceramic finish that we've only seen on the bezel inserts of some of the other watches in the Rolex lineup, and most notably the Submariner bezel, the Daytona bezel, and of course the GMT Master 2. Well, now we have a completely scratch-resistant case to go with that scratch-resistant sapphire crystal. I think that that's going to be a really hot seller for that feature alone. We also have this watch on Rolex's Oyster Flex rubber bracelet, or strap I guess I should say. That's another thing that people have been asking for a long time. They want to see this Oyster Flex bracelet on more sports model watches, more widely available on models coming from the Rolex catalog. Well, here it is here on this watch, a little bit different, only an 18mm lug width on this watch, but I think that because this bracelet or strap is so comfortable, people are really going to like it. Now, another really cool thing, you can see the seconds hand here is in that same green color as the sea turtle motif on the dial. That it really brings together that Tortuga namesake, and it just blends the whole dial, the whole presentation really well. If we zoom in here really close on the dial, you can see we have beautiful, high-polished, 18-karat gold, I assume, markers going around the entirety of the dial, and the handset also, as is common with Rolex, is also 18-karat white gold. It's really a stunning presentation, and there's no lack of quality here. Another first for Rolex, if we look at the case back here, we can see that this is some sort of collaboration with the Nickelodeon company. I'm not familiar with that watchmaker, Nickelodeon. Doesn't ring a bell to me, but you can see it's not a plain, naked, undecorated case back. We do have some inscription here. I believe that's another first for Rolex. Speaking of firsts for Rolex, this isn't necessarily the first, and I'm sure you've noticed it, but probably the second time they've ever used a quartz movement. So you can see the second hands there, ticking 1, 2 every second. That is, how you can tell that this is in fact a quartz movement. And the upside of this quartz movement is super high quality and super, super accurate. We have this problem with Rolex watches and mechanical watches in general. They're just not inherently accurate. Plus or minus 2 seconds per day is what Rolex is giving as a specification for their standard professional series of watches right now. Well, this is going to be much, much more accurate than that. You're going to probably be within plus or minus 10 seconds a month on this guy, as opposed to maybe 60 or more seconds a month. That's a really, really high quality feature that people are going to be really happy with. They're not going to have to futz with resetting their time every so often as it gets less and less close to the accurate time. Again, not a first for Rolex. They did have an Oyster quartz years and years ago, but they're bringing that quartz movement back to the masses. I suspect we'll see this same movement in more watches in the future. Aside from some of the other innovations that we've already mentioned, which include this beautifully designed dial, this virtually scratch-proof ceramic case, the wonderful Oyster Flex bracelet, and that high-accuracy quartz movement, another really cool thing that Rolex is doing here is a 38mm case. No longer are we subjected to the oversized Super Oyster case that we have been accustomed to over recent years coming from Rolex. They've really slimmed this case down. The lugs are not really wide and oversized as we are accustomed again to seeing from Oyster cases. I think that in the future, Rolex is going to be cutting back on the sizes of their cases, and we're going to see this sort of theme coming out in future models. I think that's going to please a lot of people that have been asking for watches like the Submariner to get scaled back down. There's a lot of people that aren't fans of that super case, and they're going to be really excited to see this watch and see the direction that Rolex is moving insofar as the design of their cases. As a point of comparison here, I want to set this side by side with the Rolex Submariner. This is, of course, the 40mm super case, and if you really drill in and look at the lug difference on these two cases, you can see that Submariner is just big, it's bulky, it's oversized. Again, a lot of people are not fans of what they did with the Rolex super case design back in, I believe it was around 2008, 2010, somewhere in that time frame. Well, again, they're cutting back on the size of their cases, and people are really going to love this, I think. Here's a quick wrist shot of the Tortuga on my roughly 6 3/4 inch wrist. It wears perfectly. It's just the right size. Anyone with any sized wrist between 7 inches and smaller, I think they're going to absolutely love the way that this fits. It is super thin, it rides very low, you're going to have no problems getting a dress shirt cuff over this watch. It's going to be perfect. I think everybody, other than the extremely large wristed, are going to adore the way that this watch is proportioned and sized. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation of the Rolex Tortuga reference 040118. I've been really honored to have this watch sent over to me to review. I guess Rolex is such a big fan of the channel. They've seen my previous Rolex Submariner and Explorer videos that they wanted me to be the first YouTuber to get my hands on this watch. So that's really been, a great honor. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing of the new Rolex Tortuga, reference 040118. I think it's a really cool watch. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to sell like gangbusters for Rolex. Probably going to be pretty valuable on the gray market in the short term. People are going to be lining up at the AD for months and months, maybe even years, to get on the wait list to get one of these watches. I'm really happy to have it here, and I'll bring you that full featured length, probably hour-long review like I did with the Submariner on this watch in the next week or two, so keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, if you enjoy my channel, go down into the description of this video. There's a list of ways that you can help support me. Number one, I always appreciate all you guys that sign up for my Patreon. If you'd like to loan me watches, reach out to me via email. I love getting watches on loan for review. And finally, if you want to support the channel without having to spend a single penny of your own money, you can click on my Amazon affiliate links, and anything that you buy after clicking on that link will afford me a small commission. That really does add up. It helps me maintain the channel, get new products in when I'm shipping watches back that have been loaned to me. Gives me the extra funds that I need to take care of all of those things. So please consider using my Amazon affiliate link, again down in the description below this video and found in all of my videos. I'll be back later on this week with another watch review. Glad you guys tuned in for this one, and see you again soon. Bye now.